it's Alicia here. Hope everybody is having a great day. None other. I am coming to give y'all a wrestling talk. And I'm going to say, grab your water, grab your drink, grab your tea, whatever, or coffee, because we're going to be having a pretty good talk on this. But we also going to have another wrestling talk today. Stay tuned for that. So this is the first wrestling talk, and I wanted to come and talk about WWE's new competition show that gives off tough enough vibes. None other, LFG. LFG. It's a new competition show where they are training the newer wrestlers, some new wrestlers. Now, these wrestlers are already signed to WWE. And I said, why would y'all make it a competition show? Because what I've been hearing people online saying, it's a competition show. That's strange. This is a kind of strange concept, but okay. And you have the coaches. Now, I want to talk about the first, because it's two controversies with each show. So we're going to talk about that. And we're going to get on. So the coaches are none other Mark Calloway, a.k.a. Undertaker. We have Mickie James. We have Michelle McCoy. I'm going to tell you how that came about. Okay. And you have Bully Ray. Okay. I respect every last one of these. I really respect Mickie James and Michelle McCoy. They did a lot for the women's division and their coaching. And I'm hoping they're coaching mostly the women and stuff, but that's hero's say. But the first controversy I can remember people talking about was, Mickie James was replaced by Michelle McCoy and stuff because one of the contestants was talking to Michelle. Well, it's Mark Calloway, and they said, Mark Calloway got Mickie James fired. We don't know if that's true or not because Mickie James is still on the show. Mickie James still on the show. All right, I'm looking at some of the, I'm looking at some of the, looking at the show, and I'm seeing some things. And I see with one of the male contestants, he's kind of cocky. And I agree with that. He is cocky. He's, brash. And one of the things I feel like he was so wrong with, okay, y'all, Eric Bischoff is not my cup of tea, but do I think it was appropriate to bring him in to do some judging for some of the them, and they actually do matches? I feel like yes. I feel like the contestant that was they just went up to him and started talking to him. I think wrong place, wrong time. I do agree with Bully Ray with that. He was at the wrong place, wrong time. I'm surprised Eric Bischoff's like going, hey, don't talk to me. I'm trying to watch this, and I'm not going to talk to you. I'm not going to talk to you. I'm trying to watch this. I'm trying to see what they can do, what these what wrestlers can do. Can you please not talk to me? That could have been solved like that. And Eric Bischoff could have said, can you please leave? Or it should have been one, I'll really say if Booker was, I don't know if Booker part of the show or not. I think he is, but I'm not too sure. And I really felt like this young man should have been pulled to the side in this moment by Undertaker and Booker T and said, hey, that was not called for it. You could have waited. Point blank. And I'm going to be very crucial about this show because one, I had family that worked in the industry, one that worked in the industry for 30 years experience, and one that worked in 6 decades, a male and a female. So here I say. But all I'm getting off is I feel like the show is good. And I'm looking at the show to see how things with the minority wrestlers, African American, and other races that you would consider minority wrestlers, see how they are going to be treated by coaches. But guys, I have a reason. So Then we have, do I like that some of the main roster wrestlers of Raw, SmackDown, or legends, excuse me, y'all, getting tongue tied, or legends guest starring on some of the episodes. I do, but I'm going to be addressing Bully Ray and Gunter in a minute and stuff. Now, it's a pretty good show. I'll give it that. So that's going to be that. But like I said, you got that one fella and stuff. Now, let's talk about Bully Ray and Gunter. I feel like everybody is not taking this a little serious because this was done to an African American woman. It's a female owner named Tamira. I hope I'm pronouncing her name, Tamira, and she's a former Olympic gold medalist in wrestling. Go ahead, girl. And as I see Gunter, I watched Gunter episode. Now, to me, I was just like, okay. It was like a couple videos I have to get to watch the episode. So I got to watch. It was about, I think, for me to watch it, I think it was about 4 or 5 or 6 episodes I needed to watch. And I watched it. And I have some opinions. And I'm just going to say, if you don't like my opinions, this is just my opinions only. I'm not being rude. I'm not being brash. I'm just being honest. And this is just my opinion. I feel that Tamira was attacked. And some of y'all might not think so, but to me, she was attacked. First, she was attacked by Gunter with the thing like, Gunter did attack her because when he found out she was an Olympic gymnast, he goes, okay, where did that get you? Excuse me? Excuse me. I feel a way that the way that Gunter said that was only for TV purposes, y'all. The way Gunter said that was TV purposes because he said something, and the way that it was said, when she said, I'm an Olympic, when he said, what did you do before wrestling? She goes, she gave this like faint smile like, really? And it's like, Tamira's like, I'm an Olympic gymnast in wrestling. And I felt like Gunter was trying to put her down. That's how I feel. Okay, during this same episode, Bully Ray went on the attack. Now, y'all might think some of y'all felt like Bully Ray had to do what he do to get whatever out of her. But I don't think it was Bully Ray's place as a male wrestler who's been in the industry for years. And let me just say, one of and let's just say a certain family member that worked in the industry knows things about Bully Ray. When it comes to African American women. I'm just saying. And my eyes doing that because I'm not going to say what it is. And I felt like the way Bully Ray addressed her about why she smiles, I felt like that was one attack. To me, it looked like an attack on her. It looked like microaggression towards her. You might not thought it was, y'all might not think, he was just trying to get her to do a good promo and stuff. And then you see her confessional and she's like revealing why she smiles and stuff like that. I really felt like if anything afterwards, he could have gave her an apology. That's one I really do believe he do owe her an apology, the way that was done. I really do believe WWE production owes her an apology in how they edited it. Because I'm calling out a WWE's production of this show. Hey, can you put out the full length of Bully Ray attacking Tamira over why she smiles? We want to see the full length unedited version. We need to see the unedited version. Give us that. We need to see that. And I want to stay on Bully Ray for one quick second because that's to bring me up to something that's basically off the show range. Okay, so now we're finna go into Bully Ray in general. But before I do think when it came to Tamira in that situation, if he had a problem with that, he should have had one of the female coaches like Mickie James and Michelle McCoy come together and ask her, hey, Tamira, we need to ask you something. I understand you, every time we see you, you smile a lot. We don't see no anger or anything and stuff. Can you actually just give me and Michelle McCoy, give me Mickie, your coach, Mickie, and Michelle, the reason why you smile? Because if that came from Mickie James or Michelle, they would have been direct, but they would have been a little more nicer with how it was done. But I really do believe the way that Gunter adjusted her and the way that Bully Ray adjusted her looked like wasn't called for. Y'all might think it was called for, but all I'm saying is, as a female content creator, I see it a little differently. To me, it looked like the way when Gunter said, oh, what did you do before wrestling? And she laughed and she said, I'm an Olympic gold medalist for wrestling. And then Gunter turns around and say, where did that get you? That should have been a problem because I felt like Gunter did disrespect her. You got to look at that again and the way he said that. And you have to say, okay, he did disrespect her. But then it looked like he was disrespecting it looked like he was just disrespecting her in general. But then the way that Bully Ray did it, it looked like an attack. It looked like microaggression and stuff. So, hey, that's how I feel. Now, let me talk a little bit on Bully Ray in the past 2 years. You guys all know Bully Ray has his own podcast. And I think he also has his own YouTube channel. I'm not too sure. But I have seen him talk about other female wrestlers from, oh my God, he has talked about Bianca Belair, from Bianca Belair to Jade Cargill or anything. But when he talks about female wrestlers, I want y'all to go back, and I really feel like Bully Ray in the last 2 years has disrespected female wrestlers. Y'all might not think so, but he has. It's things he has said that felt attacked on certain female wrestlers in their personas and their wrestling skills. He has done that. And I'm going to say like this. For a male wrestler, if you're going to train female wrestlers, I really feel like it's a boundary you cross. And to me, I feel like Bully Ray in the past couple of years, past 2 years, when he has been critical about certain female wrestlers in the WWE or in the industry, he has been too critical. Now, I remember when Big Swole came out about her claims in AEW. I remember he jumped on the bandwagon and tried to discredit her. I said, why would he say that? And I remember what one of my family members who worked in the industry said. And it had a lot to do with female minorities. And then I remember that and I go, it got me to think he's intentionally doing that. So if you look how Bully Ray addresses female, African-American female wrestlers and how he criticized them, watch it, because it's something there. And how he criticized other minorities is not right. Something's not right. And I'm not bringing this up to start something. I'm bringing it up because I don't think a lot of wrestling content creators or fans look at it from another perspective. And you have to take it from someone like me who has family that worked in the industry going, why are you really saying these things about a female minority wrestler? And I noticed he does it when it's a male minority wrestlers. He will literally, and I have seen it in one I have caught on Instagram where he literally, when Bobby Lashley was released, and I remember this, I saw him do a podcast saying, oh, he's good, he's this and that, but he criticized him. Bully Ray criticized him. If you're going to criticize somebody who's like top of the mountain, can be a heavyweight champion, can be a heavyweight champion, can be an undisputed champion, who's all that, why would you criticize him like that? But then he comes back around and said, the one thing I was like, question what he said in that video was, one, he said something to the effect, Bobby Lashley did not deserve to be below in a mid-card title belt match. He's more above that. And I kind of agree with that, but his criticism of female wrestlers is questionable. But y'all, that's all I have to say. But like I'm saying, I'm coming with this as a very nice way because I wanted to get my point across, but I also give y'all my points and thoughts of the new LFG show. And I like that they show them wrestling and stuff and things. And I see some, out of all of them, when it comes to some of the male and female minorities that's on the show, Tyra is one of my favorites. It was a guy that Mickey says she feels like he can be a heel. I think I do agree with her that. And it's like, I've just been going back and I be looking at it and I'm just like, okay, I see it and stuff. But y'all, let me hear y'all thoughts. Do y'all think Bully Ray's criticism of female wrestlers is a little too crossing the line, or do you think it's wanted? And the second question is, what is y'all thoughts on the situation between Bully Ray and Tamara from LFG in that situation? And do y'all think if Mickie James or Michelle McCoy should have been the ones to set her down and talk to her about her smiling a lot? All right, that's all I have time for. Until then, I'm Alicia. Don't forget to comment below, thumbs up this video, and subscribe to my channel.